Hi there, welcome to C programming tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to learn how to input a value of a variable. This is kind of continuation in the sense that from the previous lecture, in the sense that in previous lectures we basically learned how to output the variables, but just outputting doesn't work. You have to basically how we have to have a way of entering the information, inputting the information, getting the values of the variables from the user instead of hard coding them, instead of specifying them in the program itself. And that's what we are going to learn in this tutorial: how to input the values in C. Again, you can see the link of all of the playlist, which contains all the tutorials in this series of C programming language. I would highly recommend that you watch all of them. So let's get started. This is the program that we wrote before. And yes, before we start, I haven't mentioned this. As you can see here, these lines here, they start with // This basically tells the compiler to ignore the lines. That's all it does. So if I don't put // that's going to be a syntax error. It's not allowed. You have to follow a certain format. You cannot have anything written outside these braces. So everything that we are going to be writing is here in these lines here. Later on, we will understand what all these rest of the lines mean. But as I said in the very first lecture, that this is what everything, basically whatever we are going to write for now, is going to be in between these lines. So anything outside the line is not going to be, the compiler is not going to like it. If I try to compile it like this, if I have the program output still running. If I try to compile it, it's going to give an error here. This is an error message, and the reason it's giving the error is basically it's not liking that line outside this thing. So what we have to do, we have to tell the compiler to ignore these lines. So that's why we have all these format specifiers and this information written here, and they start with // The side effect of it is that if I want to write something for me, if I want to explain the code, if I want to say, okay, let's print the information, I cannot write it just in that thing in the middle of the program, because the compiler is not going to like it. It's an error. It's a syntax error. It's not going to understand. There is certain format that we have to follow. So in order to still write it there, I have to do is to tell the compiler, please ignore this line. So this is basically this is the way of writing comments in the program, and it's a very good idea to write comments, because complex programs can be hard to read. I mean, this is a very simple program, so it's not a problem. Complex programs can be hard to understand. Anyway, so let's get started. Let's see. Let's get back to the same program. I'll simplify it. Let's see. So this program right here, what we were doing is that we declared a variable x, then we declared a variable y, then we declared a variable z, and then we said x is equal to 4, y is equal to 3. That gives the value of x to be 4, and then value of y to be 3, and then we say z equal to x plus y, which basically gets the value of 7, which is the sum of 4 and 3. Now, and then we said that, okay, print this information, sum of %d, which is basically the value of the first variable x, which is 4, sum of 4 and 3, that's what it's going to say. 4 and 3 is 7. Okay, now what if we want this value of x and y to be actually entered by the user? So what do we do here? We basically say scan f %d quotes comma %x. So just like printf was the function to basically output something, scanf is the function to input something. And what to input, you have to specify using the format specifiers, just like we did for the output. All you have to do in scanf, what you will have to do is to basically specify a format specifier. You cannot write the sum of or enter the value of or something like that. You cannot do that. So just specify the format specifiers and specify the one that you want to input for. So if you want to input a number, integer, you specify %d, because %d is the format specifier for the integer. And then you have this %x. So see, notice how when you are outputting, you just write the name of the variable. When you are inputting, you remember, for now, just remember this, that you have to write the %. And what it does is basically gives the address of the variable x, the place in the memory where x resides, so that the computer can basically take the value of x and put it into that location. So we are going to take this statement out, because now we are saying that we are going to be entering this value ourselves. We do the same thing for the value of y. Okay, and then we print the sum of these two. So what this is going to do is going to basically let the user enter the value of x and the value of y, and then here we will be basically printing the sum of these two. So this is more generic in the sense that the user could enter any numbers, and we will display the sum of those two numbers. So let's try it out. So we compile and we run it. So there is nothing on the screen. Why? Because computer comes to the screen here, the control comes to the screen here, and then it basically stops. It says that, okay, input the value of x. So let's input the value of x as 2. And then here it is expecting the value of y, which is 3. And now when I will press enter, it basically prints the value of prints the sum of x and y. It is supposed to, but look at this, what it's doing. It's basically saying the sum of 2 and 3 is 36. Sum of 2 and 3 is not 36, right? So we go back. There is something wrong in the program. Okay, what's wrong? Look at this. I accidentally deleted. Oh, here it is. We are adding them first, then entering the values. This is not right. This is wrong, right? We need, over here, the values of x and y are not even set. So we will basically take it here out and put it here. Why? We have to get the value of x first, so that the value of x is determined, and then the value of y first next from the user, so that the value of y is determined, and then we compute the value of z by adding these two numbers, and then we print this out. So okay, so we did debugging. This is called debugging. There was a program, you ran it, it did not run the way you wanted it to run. You went back to the program, you looked where the things are wrong, and you figured it out, and then you fixed it. This is called debugging. It's a very important thing. I mean, this is a very simple program. Complex programs, debugging can be really painful. Anyway, so let's start. Let's see. We'll run this program again. We compile it and we run it again. And here it's expecting the value of x, we enter 2, the value of y, we enter 3, and look at this. The sum of 2 and 3 is 5. Sum of 2 and 3 is 5. Beautiful. Okay. Now, see how stupid it looked to basically just stop there and wait for the user to enter something. We are going to change that. So we are going to display a message before inputting the value. And here it goes. Look at this. It's asking, enter the value of x, 2, enter the value of 3, of y, 3. And now it's printing the sum. So we are running out of time here. So thank you for watching this video. Please continue to watch the other videos. Okay, bye bye.